to bring it down to 3 people. So they had to call us for another interview. The last interview that I was called for, the ambassador was present. So for the first one, the ambassador was not there, but for the last one, the ambassador was there. So he was the one asking me questions, and then I basically repeated exactly what I said in the previous interview. So what's important is confidence. Act like you own this interview. Act like you know what you're going to talk about or what you're going to study, right? And so the final results in the last phase is you receiving news of the final results. If you didn't pass these interviews, I don't know if they do call you or not. In my case, because I passed the interviews, they had to call me and they notified me of the next steps after receiving the scholarship. So basically, they tell you that you passed the interview and therefore they give you a provisional letter of acceptance. This letter is what you use to now contact universities that you want to apply to. So for the admission process of the universities, you have to have this letter of acceptance to show that you have a scholarship, right? And then from there, I did my medical checks, my visa application. So all of this was in a span of like 5 months between April and August 2018. So it was preparing me to come to Japan in April 2019, basically. So the picture that you see down here is me being interviewed by a local television broadcaster, which is the Botswana television, after receiving the MEXT scholarship. So there was a dinner for the scholarship recipients, and we were basically being interviewed about our application process and what we expect regarding our life in Japan. So that was that. Now, coming to Japan, I had serious culture shocks. Like it's so different here. So I didn't expect to adapt too much. It's like every single day you have to adapt, right? So when you apply for the scholarship, be very open-minded that your life will change. From the moment you arrive here, you have to be open-minded, right? So number one, food. Japanese food is completely different from food from home. So because I wasn't used to that, I had to adapt to it quickly. So my favorite food is ramen, as you can see, and some street food. And the other cultural shock was how packed the trains can be. So you have to be open-minded to that. The population is another pro. That is amazing. And here I was visiting some local art museums that are very, very futuristic. So that's very exciting and it's technological oriented. I saw some pottery museums. And here I want to share the most important part about living in Japan and adapting to the culture is having your own community. So, yes, you're a student. Yes, you want to pass. Yes, you want to excel in your career. But the most important thing is to also balance. I came to Japan in the year before COVID hit. And throughout my master's, I was literally in my room. I wasn't going to campus. For 2 years, I was not going to campus. So you can already imagine what that did to my psyche. So building a community is very important because you have people around you in Japan, basically like a family away from home, so that you can be able to balance your work life and life, basically. So that's very, very key. And as you can see here, I also connected with the Botswana community in Japan. It's very, very important because definitely I speak English 100% of the time. Literally every single day I speak English. So I have to communicate with people from home just so that I can have a touch and feel of home. And one of the other exciting things to do is attending Japanese festivals like fireworks festivals, cultural festivals. It's actually very interesting. And also other opportunities that help you to adapt to the culture and work with other Japanese people. I attended the 2020 Olympics, in which I was working as a freelancer. I was a venue production assistant. And I got this opportunity. It was such an amazing opportunity. I got it through my university. So by virtue of you being in Japan physically, even though it was during COVID, you get exposed to so many opportunities that can excite you. Okay, academic and professional experiences. I'm trying to be very quick here. So, the very first experience that I had, which was actually exciting in 2019, the first year that I came here, was the Tokyo International Conference for Africa's Development. And in that conference, it was basically a conference between African nations, the big people in Africa, basically our presidents and ministers, and Japanese businesses, Japanese ministries. So it's a very, very important conference for African students to be a part of, because there I was able to meet my former Minister of Investment, Trade and Industry, who is currently the Minister of Energy and Resources or Minerals. And in the 2025 TCAD event, I was able to meet my vice president, who's also the Minister of Finance, of which I had the opportunity to share my research. And we might embark on something very interesting very soon. So things like this, by virtue of me being in Japan, I was able to meet these people who are basically in positions to change lives in Botswana. So if you're a student and you're trying to apply for the scholarship, look this far. Like, just think about what your research can do, basically. And another interesting opportunity that I was a part of was basically talking about Botswana's first satellite at the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. There was a symposium in 2023 called Space for Climate Action. So I was speaking about Botswana's first satellite that might be launched, which just got launched this year, and it's targeting the agricultural sector. So I was talking about how youth-led agricultural businesses can benefit from such a satellite. So this is basically outside of my research area, but it's actually a bit closely related to productivity, which is what I'm researching about. So I also spoke up at the Tokyo International Exchange Conference for research, and I was presenting about the Belt and Road Initiative presented by China and its effect on foreign aid competition. That's really not something that I would like to go into because it was very technical. And lastly, this picture that you see here is a professional experience that I had. So I had a part-time job in the previous year whereby I was basically a part-timer at the Globus Graduate School of Management. Is the number one MBA program in Japan. It also spans across the world, and it is basically targeted to enhance the entrepreneurial experience of the students. And it's very, very good. They have webinars, seminars. So if you're an entrepreneur in Japan, please attend one of the seminars. It's actually very good. So, current work and future plans. I have two book chapters that I have already published and one manuscript that is underway. So, I am currently already starting some other manuscripts that I need to submit so that I can graduate in time. And that marks the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I am open to all the questions and comments that you have.
Thank you so much, Batmelo Makoka. Thank you for this awesome and brilliant presentation. Just like I earlier said before, our speaker has got in contact from Botswana. So if you want to meet with the president in the future, you need to maybe get across to her, right? She's she has spoken, and I'm sure all of the knowledge that she has shared with us, we should start preparing our questions. Hi, Fakra-san, how you doing? Yes,
Hello,
so
Patrick san.
hi.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I don't know if you would like to also share one or two experience about your scholarship journey among these amazing people here. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So, because I am here not on PhD or masters, I am here on teachers training. So, I submitted my application in December, and the test was conducted in February. And on the spot, they gave us the result for the test, and we had our oral interview on the same day. So among, I think, around 100 teachers training students, they selected only three students for the interview, and out of those three teachers, they selected only two teachers for the further process. Like then they will send our all documents to the MEXT in Japan. So although that time, those months, we were preparing our documents and submitting and waiting for the results. And in teachers training, the most important thing for the application process is our experience. Like we have to have 5 years of teaching experience for applying before now. After that, coming here, we have like 6 month Japanese language intensive training for all the teachers training students. So that was the great part, I think, because it gave us the experience of speaking and communicating in the language which is used here. And obviously, the teachers in university, they are very, very much supportive. Their style of teaching was very much inclusive. We were communicating, learning, and I think if I was not part of that training, I wouldn't have learned the language this much better. So I think it was a very good experience for me, and I am very honored to be the part of MEXT Teachers Training Program.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Fakra-san, for sharing. I also have like Neto-san. Neto, are you there? Neto actually came in through the embassy recommendation. Neto, can you share a bit your experience while we take questions and from the participants?
Oh, hello. Can you share my screen, the PowerPoint slide array?
Oh, you did the pub. I can't access my. I'm actually using a different laptop here. I only used my phone. But is it
Hmm.
something that you can say just for a minute or something?
Okay, just going to share the link for finding professors. I will send it in
Oh,
the chat box. Is it okay?
okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. I'll just copy and paste. No problem with the slides. Where's the chat box? Okay, so I have sent to the chat box. Is it visible?
Okay, yes, it is. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm Antoinette Pawilan. I am from the Philippines. So I am a research student. And for MEX, I'm actually university recommended. So there are many process in doing university recommendation. So first of all, I have provided you the link, and that is where you are going to find your prospect professor. So right there your keyword keyword for your research interest. Mine is gifted education. So when I type gifted education in like a keyword there, it it put me in a section of professors. That is where I found my professor now, Sumida Sensei. So it is important to maybe write down keywords, specific keywords. And once you message that professor will actually send you the following requirements. And the requirements are also at the chat box. So the supervisor himself will ask you to do the application form and the field of study and research plan. These are all available in the MEX website. For the recommendation letter, of course, it's enough for your dean or your president of your undergrad university. Then the birth certificate, certificate of recognition, or the certificate graduation diploma, transcript of records, summary of your publications. If you do not have a summary of publications, it is okay. And for number eight, actually, given that the Philippines, there is two national language, Filipino and English, there is no reason for me to provide a copy of the language course. So these are the requirements for university recommendation. So after submitting this to your supervisor, you will have an online interview. And during that online interview, you will fix your research plan with your supervisor. Then after he approves, he will then submit it to the international office of the university. And then they will recommend it to MEX. That's why it's called university recommendation. So I think usually it's like three three only. They choose only three for university recommendation per university. So I am at Ihime University. So this one, if you want to study at Ihime University, check the link that I posted. I will pin this message,
Wow.
and then start emailing the supervisor.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much for sharing and not just sharing. You've just also provided us with tangible informations and a direct link for people who are interested in coming into AIME University. Thank you so much, Neto-san. I have a question for the main speaker. But Melo Mokoka, are you there, ma?
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, we can see you. I have one question for you. One of the questions I would like to ask you is that um, you enrolled in for the scholarship for the first time. How did you make it for the second time? I know you're a very, very intelligent person, but I want to be sure that maybe did you use some of your connections or what? Like, I'm just so interested in knowing how
Okay.
you were able to be like a two-time recipient of the MEXT scholarship.
All right. So, first of all, I don't have any connections. Let me just put it out there. I basically, so, okay. Like I said, once you get the scholarship the first time, it's so easy to get it the second time. Why am I saying this? In in MEX, the process of extending your scholarship is very smooth because by the time you're still doing your master's, you have a certain rapport with your supervisor. So in Japan, it's like the supervisor is key, your professor is key, right? Is king. So the recommendation from your professor is basically what carries weight when you apply for your extension, right? So since in my case I continued with the same professor under the same department in the same university, all I did was submit the same applications for to the administration admissions office. I just submitted sorry. So when I completed my master's, I was sent an email by MEXT. Do you want to extend or do you want to end it here and graduate and go home? So the extension process was what I had to do. All I did was I think I just filled a form and it was just between me and Mixed at that time. So the supervisor was only necessary for my admissions to the PhD, which was also easy because I already had the mixed. So with extending, it's so easy. Like you don't even need to think twice about it. What can be tricky is now when you change universities or change departments. That's when I think the relationship between your current supervisor and the next supervisor comes to play in terms of your extension. But even in that case, it's still not that hard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you don't need to reapply. You just go straight.
You just go straight. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So the most important thing, sorry to cut you though, but the most important thing is you don't go back home and come back. Like you have
Oh,
to still be here. So my master's started in 2020, ended in 2022. That same year, I extended so that it ended in 2022 September, of which my extension process was starting in July. Between
okay.
July and September is the extension. So while your master's is finishing, you still have to apply for your PhD, apply for your extension so that you get to your PhD in the same year. So by the time I was graduating from my master's today, the following week, I started my PhD. So you have to be in Japan for that to, you physically have to be here for that to happen because
Wow.
you physically have to submit, you physically have to meet deadlines, you cannot post things, you have to be here.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much for answering that question from me. I think it's well understood now. Emeka, you are here. Emeka is my brother from another mother. Emeka, please, you wanted to ask a question. We could see your hand. You raised up your hand. Please, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Thank you.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much. Just to confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I was actually looking forward to this session, and of course, I I saw the promotional video, and I absolutely look forward to hearing, listening to you. Thank you for the ideas you've shared, and thanks to Fakara and Antoinette as well. So I also posted a question on the group chat, right? On the chat box. Can you maybe share a few more, or just a little more information on the university recommended track? Because I think most people, you know, came in via the embassy recommended track, but I know how competitive that could be, but of course the university's recommended track is also competitive, not to take anything away from that, but it would be good if we can weigh both and see which has, you know, more chances for us.
Okay, so I'm going to answer that. So I have posted already in the comment section, at the chat box, sorry. The first step is you go to the link, the Yoran Office Ihimen /u. So when you go there, you just use the English translator of your laptop and you search by keyword. So my research interest is gifted education. That's what I put at the keyword. And once you enter the keyword gifted education, many supervisors' name at Ihime University will appear, and also their email, and that is the start where you are going to ask them if they are available, if they want to accept students for now, because there are many supervisors who have many international students in their laboratory. So of course, it's when you email them, tell your name, maybe your research interests, and then ask them if it's okay, if they want to accept you or not. Then afterwards, if they want to accept you, they will provide you a list of requirements, which is already provided in the comment sections from 1 to 8. Although 8 for me is okay because English is already the national language of the Philippines. There is no need to prove the TOEIC score. And also, if you are a master's student or if you are an undergrad student wanting to study masters in Japan, actually your supervisor will decide if you will come as a research student or master's student. So for me, I wanted to enroll already as master's student, but my supervisor said, no, you should do research student first. So right now, I am a research student for a year, but I passed the master's entrance examination. So just like what Mokoka-san said, I will extend. I will do the extension this maybe March. So extension from research student to master's student. So if your professor said that you should do research student first, then you don't actually have a choice. And usually, research student is 6 months Japanese language class. You have to learn hiragana, katakana, and the likes. And then on the other 6 months, you will have to focus on your research. So the most important thing is just I'm just talking about Ihime University. I'm sorry, but in other universities, I think there are also like this. Maybe you should search the international office, and search for this kind of link where they will show you a list of supervisors who are currently accepting international students, because these supervisors also know English and also have experience handling foreign students already. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me give a follow up on that. Is it true that different universities across Japan have like a quota or something? For example, if you're applying to Ehime, could there be like a particular number of students Ehime can accept for MEXT? And is it universal, or is it just decided by the universities?
I will answer based on my experience. So, when there was not yet pandemic, Ehime University accepts 4 students. I think at per faculty, but now they are accepting three at the Faculty of Education. That's why I am in the same laboratory at as Oseni Aziz and Fakra San. And so I don't think. How about you, Patrick San? How many were accepted in masters?
For me, because I'm not actually in for, I came in through the JICA scholarship, so it's quite different from the MEXT scholarship. So it's actually totally different because ours is actually done from our country, and you are being recommended by the organizations that you work for, right? So we don't usually maybe go through the process of applying for ourselves. The list comes to us, and the organization then recommends someone to go in for the program. Fakas, I want to say something. You want to add something to that?
Yeah. Yeah, so in teachers training, because me and Useni and Neto-san, we are together under the one supervisor, but me and Useni are the teachers training students. So for the teachers training, the point is this: they gave us a manual in which all the professors' name and university, their research interest, everything was mentioned along with their emails, and also it was mentioned that how many students supervisor is accepting. So for the our professor, it was like three students, but there were many professors which are accepting only one or two students, and there was no country-based quota mentioned on that manual. So I wanted to tell this thing.
Okay. Thank you so much. Before I call in Mosini to add one or two, Mosini-san, but Makoka, please, is there something you want to say concerning yours? Because most um, of the other persons I've called, they are under the teacher's training, but you are doing something that's maybe quite different too.
To be honest, I don't know much about like the quota or like how they choose that. To be honest, I don't have any experience about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Useni-san, thank you. Useni-san is from Nigeria as well, and it's my brother here. Useni-san, please, is there something you would like to say concerning what has been said now? The question. Can you? You're muted, sir. You have to unmute.
Okay,
Okay.
good evening from here. I'm sorry for just coming late due to one or two unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, I can see my friend Fakra Cartoon and Antoinette. I think they've said most of what I needed to say. Though based on the MES teachers training from Nigeria, yeah, there are processes. So this, during my own process, so I came in with embassy recommendation because we have university recommendation and the embassy recommendation. So there are processes. You fill the form online, you prepare your statement of purpose, you do your medicals and so on. So after that, you'll be called for interview. You don't in my own country, I don't know of other country. In Nigeria, we wrote two exams, one in English and one in Japanese. They gave us Japanese exam, so we wrote that. So after that, on that same day, we were told to stay behind. So they do some after the marking, they call some of us back for the oral interview. So after the oral interview, and during the oral interview, they asked about our statement of purpose, and our what we know about the about Japanese government, our intention, our so and so on like that. So after that, after some times, the result came out. They contacted us from the school. The supervisor sent message to confirm that we have been admitted to the school, we have been given admission. So I could remember, if I can remember vividly, we are like 7 or 8. Yeah, during my own time, we are like 7 or 8 students that got admitted. Some are in Hiroshima, some are in other prefecture. But I found myself in Hihime University, even though that was not my first choice. But I think I was given admission and I was, and as a program, so it entails that the first 6 months you have to study, you have to learn the Japanese language. It is an intensive language you have to hear. It will be easy for you if you have been learning from home. Yeah, if you have been learning from home, like somebody like me, because I am not certain, I am not sure whether I will get the admission, I will be. So I did not even take the learning serious. So because I was just like, what if I was not given admission, I was not considered. So when I got here, it's somehow difficult, but at least as time goes on, you will get used to it and so on. So after the 6 months, the training, you meet your supervisors, you also tell your supervisor your statement of purpose, you start working with your supervisors and so on. So the first 6 months is for the Japanese language, intensive Japanese language, and so during our own time too, we also went for some schools because it's based on teachers' training. We went to some elementary schools for visitation to yes to talk about our country, our culture, and so on. So it has been the process has been going on smoothly, and in the next 6 months, because the program is 18-month program from October, we start counting from October to March 2026. So that is just like 18-month program. So for now, it remains 6 months for us to go. So and presently, because based on the program, the conference, you have to accept conference based on the supervisor. I don't know, it depends on the supervisor on the statement, your research purpose. You submit a paper to the conference, you go for conference, you present papers, and so on. And it is also expected after the program, you have to return back to your home country to give back what you have learned from the country, from Japan to your home country. I think that is how the process has been going on. But I don't know of other country, but during my own in Nigeria, this is just some of the steps we took. With some of the steps we took to get. Even though after some time, during the admission process, I have a friend that everything went smoothly, but because the supervisor rejected or the supervisor rejected her, so they couldn't give her admission. He's supposed to come with us, but because maybe the statement of purpose does not align with the supervisor's program. So that is that. So also for the university recommendation, because I have someone that is a PhD holder in Fukuoka and that's doing his PhD in Fukuoka. She came through supervisor, and her process was that she went online, talked to the supervisor. She's an engineer, so she just sent message to the supervisor, and fortunately for her, the supervisor was interested in a research was interested in a research program. So talk to her, we started communicating, and she got the admission. I think that PhD is 3 years. So that's how what I can say based on the new scholarship. And in for Nigerians, it's usually between February March. Yes, the application process is usually between February and March. So that's when we start the application process. And it will take like 6 months. The process will take like 6 months before the school get back to you, before the embassy get back to you, and you start your own preparation. I think these are just the little I can say based on my own experience so far.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hussein. So there are other questions that a lot of people want to ask. Let's direct our question. I think I saw Dolapo raised up his hand. Mr. Dolapo, do you want to still ask your question, or you've gotten clarity? from the question.
Yeah. Good day, everyone. I've actually gotten like the clarity from like Mr. Hosseini.
Okay.
I just want to use, I think, let me just use this opportunity and this moment to thank Miss Mokoka and the other speakers. We really appreciate you, and we really appreciate you. And I'm actually looking forward to the MEXT scholarship too. But I just this question has actually been answered, but I just want to confirm that does that mean that if you don't understand the language clearly, you won't be able to, like for Mokoka now, Mrs. Mokoka rather, like sorry, I don't even know if it's Miss or Mrs. Sorry, but
Just say,
but
just
yeah,
say Mokoka-san. I think that's better.
Mokoka. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay, Mokoka-san.
yeah,
So
that's the
so
way.
so yeah, okay. So basically, right, I would want to know, were you like, did you understand the language when you were going, when you were applying for the scholarship and all? So, thank you.
This
Okay.
is a question that I love so much because it's very interesting. So, um, unlike other languages, Japan, the Japanese language just got launched this year to be taught in years ago and years beyond that, how it was. So, no, I was not expected to know the language when I applied. Even when I came here, I didn't do any 6 months intensive training.
Oh, wow.
I basically, okay, let me not say this because it's going to be too much, but I was not expected to learn the language. So even in the written interview, there was the Japanese part and the English part. So they told
Okay.
us, since no one speaks Japanese in Botswana, you're not expected to fill in the Japanese part. So just discard that and focus on the English part. So, for most MEX scholars that come from Botswana, they know no word of Japanese. They've not been trained in Japanese. Maybe it will start from next year going forward.
Hmm.
But no, you're not expected. Even when I came, like I said, for 6 months, I didn't have that training. I was literally just focusing on my studies, and all of my program, even everything is just in English, So it really depends per university in that regard, because the MEX scholarship experience it differs per university and per program. So before you come, no, you're not expected to know Japanese.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. I also have a question for you. Okay, thank you so much for that answer.
Thank you
Are
for
you satisfied with the answer that she provided?
yes, I'm okay. But I think I just want to get that right now. You need to understand the language, right? Like right now. Like if you want to apply, like let's say next year.
So, okay.
I guess so. I really believe so. But my thing is, how long does it take for you to fully understand the language? Does it take a year, 6 months, 2 years, so that you can like literally write an exam in Japanese? You see? So I think they have to maybe wait for like 5 years so that they be like, okay, for you to apply this, you need to know Japanese language, because for now it's very new, it's very fresh. We don't even know how many people are really keen to learning Japanese. So it really differs per country. I think some countries, they already have been having the Japanese language learning thing, but in Botswana it literally just started this year. So yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you, Mokoka-san. I appreciate.
yeah, thank you. I think that was a very, very important one. So, if I may ask, Ms. Mokoka, just a follow-up question. So, how good is your Japanese language? You actually need the Japanese language now to navigate your way in Japan. How important is the language for you? This is actually a personal one, right?
You caught me red-handed. I did not want to answer this question. I wanted to dodge it so much. I always dodge this question. To be honest, I'm not really good at Japanese. I know some basic conversational sayings, but
Okay,
it's very important to learn Japanese if
okay.
you want to make it in Japan. Very, very important. Why am I saying this? I'm in a field where I deal with clients, customers. I basically in servicing all the time. So I communicate a lot, right? And most of the people that I work around and where I get assistance from are Japanese.
Mm.
So for my field, for social sciences, Japanese will be very beneficial. Business, social science fields, it will be very beneficial for you. If you're in engineering, IT, maybe not really. But if you really just want to have a better experience at living in Japan,
Mm.
cultural adaptation, definitely learn the language. Don't
Okay.
be scared to learn it. Just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because we want to like somewhat bombard our main speaker with a lot of questions, I already told her I'm going to ask her a lot of questions, and because the initiative of this forum is not just to get this knowledge, but to apply this knowledge, right? We will not just want to gather people just for fun. And that is why we have made sure that every of our speakers comes with a presentation, right, to tell us what they are doing and their areas of research. And if you're listening to me, you probably might not be interested in coming to Japan. So in subsequent sections. We'll probably will be having people from the UK, we'll be having people from Germany. And if you're interested in going to all of those countries, they will actually want to just talk you through about how to apply and how to win scholarship from there. So my question is, I know your field of study is actually different from mine, and your research is actually different from what I'm doing currently. But please, can you just, for those who might be interested in just wanting to contribute their own quota and make sure they have like a mark in the soil of Japan, and they're interested in your research, are you open for like collaboration in terms of research? Publications and all, because that is one of the key things that we focused on in Beyond Borders. We want to have like research collaboration across boards, especially people who are living in diaspora. Okay, I don't want to come to Japan, I'm doing well, but I just want to have my name on the soil of Japan. So please, can you please?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm open to that. The beautiful thing about research is it opens your mind to other things that you generally don't think about, like my field is international finance. Like I said, I presented on a satellite. Why would I present on a satellite when my field is on finance? Because of my interest in agriculture, agricultural businesses, productivity in that sector. So the more narrowed down you go, the more you understand that you literally touch everywhere. So the beautiful thing about research is like whatever crazy idea you have, you can put it together and it can gain an audience. Yeah, so yeah, I'm very much open to collaborations.
Oh, okay. So we are going to pin Miss um Makoka san email. So if you have more questions, you can ask her. But I want to ask like another follow-up question.
Okay.
And my follow-up question would be, um, in your presentation, you have like already written papers, right? Did you start writing those papers before you came into Japan? And how was the paper paid for, right? Was it the university that paid for the publication of the paper? And so I think it's a two type of question, right?
Yeah.
And are there other opportunities for people who are coming in for the MEXT scholarship? Because some people want to be like, okay, I want to study and I want to say something about part-time job. You get paid for part-time job, right?
Mhm.
And all that. So
Okay. So three questions.
yeah, so three questions for you.
All right. So the first one is, did I start publishing before or during? I started when I was already in Japan because by then before I came, I was just fresh from graduation. I started like some job at a call center. I knew nothing about research, but I had an interest, right? So I started from the small courses that we learned from school. I would get an idea and try to Google some things, run it by my professor, and then we'll see how to put it together. So I actually did it by myself on the side without like much input from my professor because I was just trying to gain the experience by myself. So the two things that I've published are just book chapters, and I did get funding from my university. So what actually happened was I paid for everything and then they refunded me. So there's this clause in my university called the Waseda Research Portal, whereby people can gain benefits from publishing or applying for any type of research output. So you have to apply for it, but they basically reimburse you of any expense that you used on a publication. Even for the conference, for the UN conference, they reimbursed me for anything that I use, whether it's air ticket, whether it's my they call it the travel insurance, any type of thing. They basically have like a budget that if you fall into it, they can reimburse you. So there's funding comes from the university. I think for most Japanese, if not all Japanese universities, there's always funding for publications. That's one of the benefits of being a student. So yeah, that's number two. So question number three about part-time jobs. Okay. So as a MEXT scholar, I'm sure for JICA scholars, you guys, it's a bit strict for you to get a part-time job. But for MEXT scholars, it's very much free. You can get any job. You can get any part-time job, but you need to have a work permit for students. So student work permits, the maximum hours you can work is only 28 hours per week. So yeah, you can definitely get that. And when you apply for a job, it's very important that when you apply for a part-time job, you present that work permit that will show on your residence card. That's how I was able to get it. And yes, it's paid. Sorry, it's paid.
Okay, we'd like to share some like how much do you guys get paid for part-time job, or is it something you want to
Oh, definitely. You do get paid for it. I mean, I live in Tokyo. Tokyo is a very expensive city.
okay.
Yes, you do get the scholarship. The maximum allowance that you get can take you only like so far, but you need some extra. Maybe if you want to save, if you want to help at home. And for other prefectures, like in Fukuoka, like Kyushu, like living expenses are much lower, so the allowance can be enough for you. But if you live in a place like Tokyo, you might want something extra, and at the same time, you want to gain experience. So having a part-time job is something that is actually highly recommended by the school and even by the scholarship, you know. So yeah, it is paid work. It's not just volunteering. It's not
Wow.
internship. Yeah.
Okay, Caleb is actually raising his hand. I think Caleb want to ask you a question. Caleb, is the question directed to Ms. Mukoka-san? Please, Caleb, speak.
Yes, it's directed to good
Okay.
morning, everyone. Thank you so much to our speaker for taking the time to come and tell us about staying in Japan. So I don't know if my question has been answered before because I joined somewhat late. But I'd like to clarify: was the let's say cultural like perception about there when like they see like a black person or like a foreigner? Sometimes like when you check you see not that accommodating to strangers. So I want to know like did you experience anything of such or was it like all good?
This is an amazing question. The reason why I'm saying it is because this is one of the questions that I had before I came to Japan. Because before I came to Japan, I knew nothing about Japan. I knew nothing about Japanese history towards foreigners, especially Black people, especially Africans. So when I got here, to this day, for 6 years since I've been in Japan, I've never experienced any racism. The only thing that I've experienced could be, I wouldn't even call it like kind of like I don't know if you know the term microaggression, where they kind of feel, I don't know, intimidated by a foreigner. So they even do it to white people, they do it to other foreigners, but it's just a Japanese thing. They even have, like, for example, in trains, there's this Japanese people by default, they practice social distancing, right? But if you're a foreigner, they will definitely show that they're like distancing themselves for you. So in a train, for example, there'll be a seat for you here, and then for the next person to sit right next to you. If a Japanese person comes into the train and that seat is empty, they'll just leave it empty. They won't want to sit next to you unless they really have to, you know. But direct racism, direct xenophobia, direct microaggression, I've never experienced it, to be quite honest. But there are people who have experienced like some bits and pieces of it. I have friends who have lived in China for more than 5 years, and they're also African, just like me. And they always compare the experiences that in China it's more direct to you, but in Japan it's more subtle. You wouldn't even notice it, you know, especially if you're an African and you haven't been exposed to different races in the same place. You won't really pick it up, you know. So yeah, it's really it's hard to say, to be honest. It's really hard to say.
Okay. Wow, I think that's a very, very good one. And just to also follow up with Caleb's question. Caleb, is your question answered? Because we have like some few minutes before
Yes,
Miss
my
Cooper
question has
leave.
been answered.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. Just to do like a follow-up question for you, because she's a very, very busy person, so we have to like go and
Go.
get her from where she is, right? And so before she leaves, I would like to ask you another one, like just in response to the one you just answered. Like, what's like your own major shock, personally, when you came into Japan? And how were you able to like navigate? What are the challenges you faced? And how were you able to navigate? And will you advise anyone who come into Japan for study? Um, why did you choose Japan, right?
Mm,
Why didn't you study in Botswana,
mm.
right? Haven't even come up with like finish with like a very good grade. But why Japan?
That's a very good one. That's a very, very, very good one because every single year I ask myself that question, why did I come to Japan? But anyways, I've always wanted to pursue my studies outside of Botswana. I've always wanted an international experience. And while I was doing my part-time studying international business, doing I was studying Chinese language part-time also for 4 years. So I was very learned in Chinese language. So when it came time for applying for a master's degree scholarship, I directly applied for the Chinese scholarship, of which I don't know why it wasn't taken, but I wasn't taken. So I was like, okay, the next best thing that comes, let me apply for it. And that's how I applied for the Japanese one. Like I said before, I knew nothing about Japan. All my focus was in China. I knew everything about China. That I expected everything. I had visited China beforehand, so I was ready for that. So my life had to change and take a 360, which is another reason why it was hard for me to learn Japanese because even if you have Chinese language in your mind, it's things are different in Japanese. So there's that as well. So the adaptation, to be honest, it was hard. Number one, for example, braiding. You see, my hair is braided. It was because my sister visited and she braided my hair. It's hard to get a very affordable braider in Japan. So it's either you get your friends or someone to braid you because the prices are ridiculous. It's like 5 times more than what we pay for at home, you know? So number one, it's hair, beauty products as well. Um, Beauty products, I have makeup on. I had to buy it online. When you go directly to your store now, you won't really find your shade because the darkest shade they have is 2 shades lighter than my shade. So that's another cultural thing in terms of hair and beauty. Another thing is clothing, fashion. I'm on the thicker side of things. So, I mean, I'm from Southern Africa. So, buying things here can be very challenging. So, I'm literally reduced to maybe 2 or 3, whoever left. Okay. Buying things here you can be reduced to only 3 main stores, which is H&M and Zara, and these can have ridiculous prices. So the way I overcame it was basically buying online on Shein or Temu because you can get a vast majority of options from there. So that was another thing. They've started introducing beauty products that can be used by Black people. The community of Africans in Japan is increasing, so there are more hairstylists, but the prices are ridiculously high. That's something that I'm still navigating. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's it. With regards to food, I'm very much adaptable to any kind of food. I mean, even here, I eat Nigerian food a lot. So I'm very much exposed to a lot of dishes. So it's not only Japanese food that I'm just strict to. So it's different types of food. Yeah.
Wow. So a question came in for you, on the chat box. I'll just give some few questions that
Okay.
came in for you. One question is, do students have health insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So in Japan, as a resident, whether you're a foreign resident, whether you are a citizen, you have health insurance. Any citizen, I mean, sorry, any resident, right? So for students, it's discounted or subsidized. Whatever you pay, so basically, wherever you stay, there's what we call a ward office, where every month you have to pay the health insurance, so they track your health insurance. For students, it's very much subsidized. Students don't pay any type of tax. If you're working full time, then you pay tax, but yeah, so those are the other benefits of being a student. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
I think we've been overloaded with all of these lovely answers you've provided for us. If there's any other question, please would you direct your questions to Miss, I don't know why I'm saying Miss. I should just say
What's
Moko Kasan.
Patrick, what's
Um,
happening?
I don't know. I'm just used to the word Miss when I talk to her, right? So please, you have to direct those questions because she's going to be leaving very soon now, right? Because she has another engagement and meeting, and but other MEXT scholars will be here. If you still have some questions, you can direct your question to them, and they would be able to provide you all of the informations. And if you want to ask Ms. Mokuka-san, then please, I would like you to direct your questions via email. And before we end the section, before she goes, we do one thing here. We try as much as possible to have like a good photograph, so that we have this section recorded and dated. So please, can everyone turn on their camera so that we can have a good photograph while we take more questions after our main speaker has maybe probably taken a leave. Can we turn on the camera, please? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. So before we take the picture, is Samuel here and Caleb? These are my team
Yes,
members.
I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Samuel, you're going to take the picture. But before you take the picture, firstly, I would just like to appreciate Miss Mokoka-san for such a wonderful delivery. She has been so amazing. I had to tell her this. We spoke for like a week ago, and she was not even too feeling well. And she actually made out time to take us on this section, and it has been awesome. It has been informative and very, very educative. And on behalf of Beyond Borders, I would like to say thank you. And to everyone here, I would also like to say that we say a big thank you to her and wish Miss Mokuka-san a happy birthday in advance. She doesn't know that it's coming. So please, can everyone just tell happy birthday to Miss Mokuka-san? Her birthday is
Oh my
actually
Happy
next month.
gosh.
birthday to you in advance.
So
Thank
on
you
behalf of
so
Beyond Borders, we want to say
much.
happy birthday to you. And
Aw, thank you. I
yeah, thank
appreciate it.
you. Thank you so much for giving us these amazing informations. And we are very, very well equipped now. And we'll make sure that in the next section, while the application is open, we'll probably want you to be here as well so that we can help guide participants in applying for the MEXT scholarship program. So thank you very much. And Samuel, are we ready to take the picture? Everybody smile.
Okay, let's go.
Have we taken the picture?
Please hold on. Please hold on. I need to take more. Please hold on.
almost there.
So what's going on? You are just
Yeah, I'm
okay,
trying to take as much as possible.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Okuka-san. Thank
Samuel.
you for this amazing presentation. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. And for those who are still here, yes, we can let you go in now for your next meeting.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much.
Arigato.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you very much. So let's give a reaction. Thank you, and thank you. For those that are still here, right, we have some few minutes. Mr. Hussein San is from Nigeria, and I'm sure that a lot of people who are in this call right now are from Nigeria. And then if you want to ask your question now in the Nigerian way, that our brother will understand you. So don't feel shy now. You can. I'm sure a lot of persons are asking, do I really understand what Mokuka Sam was saying? You know, there's this Nigerian spirit that we have, right? And we like to relate to ourselves. And even Fakra San also can also help us with answering some of the questions. So please feel free right now to ask some questions. We have some few minutes left to end this section. So please feel free to ask your questions right now, or you probably use the chat box. Mr. Hosseini San is going to answer your question. Mr. Hosseini San wanted to say something as well. So, okay, see now, I said it now. My brothers are now raising their hand now. They have seen, they've seen their their faces. Femi, he wants to ask a question. So, Mr. Femi, please go ahead. What's your question?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good
Thank you
morning.
for the wonderful section, sir.
Thank
So
you.
my question is based on the ongoing Japan MEXT scholarship.
Okay.
So I don't know, I want to apply for this MEXT scholarship, the ongoing one that came out, I think, some weeks ago.
Okay.
I have to get it.
So which one did you say just came out some weeks ago? Hussein San, do you know any of such scholarship program that?
Hello?
Yes, somebody's asking that there's a MES scholarship program that came in some weeks ago. Do you know if you guys knew about?
I think, yeah, someone also sent the link to me, but when I try and log into the link, I think for now, what I only know is usually around for the teachers training, I think for Nigeria, it's usually around February, March for the teacher. And the other one for the master's program, for the PhD, I think like June, July or something. But for now, it's not. There's nothing like the program is not yet on. It's not online for now. Yeah, it's not online for now. What I know for the teachers training is usually between February, March. Yes, that's
Okay,
what I know.
okay. So I don't know if that answered
Yeah,
your question, Mr. Femi.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Should I send to your message to your inbox? I mean,
Okay, maybe you sent you sent that to Mr.
because
Hosseini's
Okay,
email.
yeah, that will be better.
Yeah, so
So
I
I
think
will
it'd
have to
be
go through it and also make my own. Yeah, so that we'll get back to you.
okay. Thank you so
all
much,
right, sir.
Mr.
Thank you,
Femi.
sir.
Okay. I think if there is no other question, we want to call it. We have like 2 minutes more for this section to be over. We are supposed to start the section by 5 and finish by 6:30. So if you don't have any other question, please let us know. And before we end the section, I would like to say something that this particular forum or this initiative is not just for scholarship opportunities and fellowship, because in our next section, we'll be having the vice chancellor who's going to be telling us his path towards becoming a vice chancellor. So it's going to be very educative for some persons who are interested, or students or professionals. We have a lot of professionals for that sections, and lecturers or researchers who want to ascertain that height of becoming a vice chancellor one day. I would encourage you to join that section. It's actually a rare privilege for me to bring in a vice chancellor of many colors. and has achieved greater heights in his journey. So please, if you are interested, the link for registration is going to be out there. So please do well to register and invite your friends and invite your fellow researchers for the summit, for the section rather. So, and if there's no other question, and Mr. Hosseini, please, would you like to put in your email address in the chat box? And maybe Fakra-san and Neto-san, please, can you put in your email in the chat box? So if anyone has further questions that they want to ask you, they can send you an email. Okay. So I think okay, the emails are already here. This section is 6:30 on the dot, and we are already wrapping up for the section. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who has joined in or tuned in for today's section. Please take notes that in our next section, we're going to be having another prominent speaker, and it's going to be mainly for researchers, professionals who is going to be inspired by our next speaker. And it's a very rare privilege for me to bring this person to come speak with us and inspire us. And please write down your questions and make sure that and I'm sure that all of your questions is going to be answered. And we want to say thank you to everyone that has joined in, and see our next section. We'll say arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much, everyone. And please make sure that you follow us on all social media platform, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, because sometimes we probably might shift some of our section to maybe YouTube Live and all that. So please do well to follow us, and I wish you all the best. Mr. Hussein, you wanted to say something? I saw you raise your hand up now. Mr. Hosseini,
No, I did not use my hand.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
All right. Okay. On to the next section. I want to say thank you for joining this section, and thank you very, very much. And we'll probably okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining this section. I wouldn't want to end this section without recognizing Professor Adeni Ola Yandu, sir. Prof, sir, thank you, sir, for joining this section, sir. Our next speaker is here. Thank you very much, Daddy, for joining this section. So we have
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Daddy, for joining the section. So that will be our next speaker for our next section. Prof is already here, so everyone be inspired. Get ready. Get fired up. We are going to be having an amazing time with Prof. And Prof is going to be sharing with us his journey as a professor and how he became a vice chancellor of my amateur Landmark University. And we'll be having lots of researchers, professionals. So if you are inspired, if you want to walk into that path of becoming a professor one day, I would encourage you all to also join this section with Prof next month. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be very remarkable. You really enjoy your time. And thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Sir. Prof, you would like to say something, sir?
Just to say, I'll be looking forward to seeing them at the next session. It's a great pleasure. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Yeah, for this section, because Prof has just joined. Our main speaker has left because she has finished her section. Can we have another good photograph?
Okay.
Caleb, are you there? Can we have another good photograph so we can actually have Prof in for the sections recorded? Caleb
Yes, I'm here.
Samuel. Yes. Oh, the team are here. Okay. Let's take a good photograph again. Please, everyone, please turn on your camera for the last time, and let's have a good photograph to honor Prof here, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much to have this section recorded. Samuel, are you taking the picture?
Yes, done.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Arigato gozaimasu. Until the next section. Bye. Jamata. We say Jamata in Japanese.
Obanwa Jamata.
All right. Bye. Thank you, everyone.